Let's talk a little bit about image resolution and uploading images to your WordPress site. Now, seldom is this ever covered because WordPress makes it relatively simple for you to always update an image to the site by simply uploading it either through a page view or in this media section right over here. Now, the thing is that images that are large in file size can greatly reduce the speed of your site. So if you're uploading images that are big, anything that's over like 1 meg is really big. It's going to take time for everybody's browser to actually load that image. So I'm going to show you a little my workflow when it comes to uploading an image on a WordPress site and linking to it. So let's say that I'm going to use this image here. So this is an image that I downloaded from Unsplash, and this is the original file. So you can see this is at 25%, and you can see the file size right over here. It's almost 70 megs. Now this is a huge file. The mistake that most people make when they're sort of running their own WordPress site is that they upload this 70 meg file and they link to it. And that's a huge mistake because, as I said before, then the browser needs to figure out how to load this up. So typically what I do is I figure out the image size that I actually need. So luckily we have some of these files already uploaded, and let's say I want to do something that's a banner size. So this is actually one of the largest images that we have on our site, and you can see the dimensions is 1920 by 1041. So let's say I want to upload a new banner and I want to use that image. What I want to do is I want to sort of aim for the same dimensions. The other thing to note is look at the file size. The file size is only 123 kilobytes. That's really fast to load up. Okay, so actually, don't remember this, so I'm going to keep this up. It's 1920 by 1041. So in Photoshop or another image editor, I'm going to go 1920, and it needs to be 1041. So you can see it's a little bit higher. So I changed the image size to be 1920, and the height is going to be a little bit bigger. That's okay, we can crop it, and the resolution is 72. Now, a resolution of 72 is acceptable for web. It's probably what you should aim for. We are seeing other displays that are able to display a higher resolution, so think of like the Mac sort of Retina displays or some of the mobile phones. From my perspective, I don't think it's worth it to actually upload images at a bigger resolution, because I think speed is better than really nice crisp images on those few screens. So I'm going to keep it at 72, and you can already see the effect of reducing the image size and cropping it. It went from 70 megs to 7 megs, which is still huge, but let's work through it. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop. So it's 1920 by 1041, and you can see here it already puts my crop marks over here, so I can just crop my image. Okay, now if I go back to image size, there we go. I've got the appropriate image. Sorry, I'm not sure why I did that here. Okay, so now my image is about 5 megs. It looks good. So now it's the proper image size, but it's still about 5 megs. So I think the culprit is actually my resolution. $19.20. So I'm not sure what happened here. It changed the resolution on me. I'm going to change it back again. Just going to verify. Okay, 1920 by 1041 at a resolution of 72 pixels per inch. That's what I want. Okay, file size is still very big. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to export. So under Photoshop, we've got this handy Save for Web feature. And I just leave it as JPEG high. That's fine. I'm going to go save, and I'm going to save it on my desktop so I can go back to it. with the image image resizing from the last video. So if you looked at part 1, where we ended was I actually just saved the file on my desktop, and I used in Photoshop, I used the export save for web legacy. So when you look at the file size, now that it's downloaded on my desktop, you can see it's only 318 kilobytes, which actually is a good size. So that Photoshop feature, export feature, actually works really well. And we still have our dimensions of 1920 by 1041, which is our banner size. So most of the time you can stop here. I kind of do another sort of reduction. And so I have this really sort of handy, if you go to imageoptim.com, and if you have a Mac, you can actually download this program. And what it does, it gives you a little shortcut, and it allows you to actually reduce your images further. So it's compressing your images without losing quality. There's a web service as well, which I'm not familiar with, but I assume that you can actually just sign up and you can upload the files through the website. So I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to go back to my Finder. Here's my image, and I just right-click on it. I go under Services and then Image Optimize. And here it's able to reduce the file size by another 3.6%. I'm going to take any savings that I can get because that makes that image upload that much faster. Okay, so once the check mark is there, that means it's done. And I'm going to go back to WordPress now. And I'm just going to add a new image. Select File. Go to the desktop. Upload that image. Here I think is the biggest issue that people run into is that WordPress actually allows you to upload files that are up to 64 megs. But for images and any other file, it's going to take forever for it to upload. So this is already uploaded. The final file size is 300 kilobytes. I'll work with that. And those are our dimensions right here. Okay, so now this is actually in our WordPress directory. Now, how do I actually link to an image? Well, let's just do a test here. So I'm going to go under All Pages, and I'm just going to add a new dummy page. Dummy page. And adding media is actually really easy. So I'm just going to wait for this to upload, or wait for the Visual Composer to load up. And then I get the screen right here. So I click Backend Editor, and I'm going to add an element. And I can add a simple image. And I'm going to use the media library as my source. Now, I'll just click on it. And what it will do is bring up all of the images that we've ever uploaded. Or I might be able to upload a file again, or I can upload a file again if I am doing it right from that screen. So I'm going to hit this up, set image. Okay. And then here I've got a whole bunch of options. So here I'm just going to say I want it to be full. You just read the instruction, add caption. I'm going to center it. Image style, I can actually put borders around the image. I have quite a few options. On click, do I want it to do something? Any sort of animation to the image. I'm just going to go save. And then here I actually have that image uploaded. So I'm going to hit preview. And you see now my image is uploaded. And it looks pretty good. I'm working off of a Retina MacBook or MacBook Pro. And this image still looks good enough and what I would expect on a website. And it loaded up super fast, which is one of the most important things, not only from a user experience, but also Google loves it.